Up next, Elena Piskun. She could pick up some ground in this rotation. The 19-year-old from Belarus, last year's world champion on uneven bars.
And before the Atlanta Games, they held an individual apparatus world championships, and that's where she took home that gold medal. Interesting amount as she tucks over the low bar. Giant full over the bar. Another nice hop over the bar to a very, very high Delchev. That was a great release move. Has a lot of power on her giant swing. Really gets great momentum here. A nice tap on her swing. Dismounts a double layout, whips it around. Little over rotation of the double layout. Very quick and crisp performer on the uneven bars. Here's her release move. It's called a Delchev. She gets way up over the bar. Gets tremendous swing there. And on her dismount, she just over-rotates a little bit, as we'll watch, and we'll try to stop it right before the landing. And if she comes around and stops it right there, she pikes just a little bit too soon before the landing.
And the judges award Piskun with a 9.90.
Elena Piskun, 9.9.
Lilia Pokdopayeva. How's this for a little bit of success? She's the current world, European, and Olympic all-around champion.
Just an elegant performer to watch. She's got just a beautiful body line. Her toe point is just really crisp. Nice ganger, a little split in the legs there. There's a Stalter. Giant. Another giant. Here's her dismount. It's a full in, back out. Takes a little step backwards. Loses about a tenth of a point there. Still, she'll score very well.
Traveling with her into this country for this event tonight, Tanya Dubina. Lilia is extremely popular.
This is her ganger, flyaway half turn, a little straddle on the legs there, bit of a deduction.
Athlete of the Year in that country. She was also nominated
and finishes
for Person of the Year
with a full twisting double back. A little step of the back.
And it's a 9.70 for Pokdopayeva. That concludes the second rotation for the women. Let's head over to Michelle Tafoya with the new leader.
Well, a 9.95 put Shannon Miller into first overall after 2 rotations. What went particularly well on bars?
I think just kind of the whole thing went pretty smoothly. I've been training it, so I was glad that it kind of all came together at that time.
Next, you have the floor exercise, and with you in the lead, how does that apparatus give you a chance to solidify your hold on this top spot?
Well, actually, I'll be performing a new floor routine, new music and everything, so I'm pretty excited about it and just hope to do well on that event.
We'll be looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there you see Miller in the top spot. Still a very close competition. Dominique Dawes in second place with Dominique Moceanu and Amy Chow tied for third.
A tie between...
Coming up, the men's pommel horse. You'll see Blaine Wilson, the best collegiate gymnast in the nation. Back after this message and a word from your local station. Here are the standings now for the men after 1 rotation. John Roethlisberger and Blaine Wilson are tied for the lead, followed by Dmitri Trush and Kip Simons. The men are on the pommel horse now. Here's Dmitri Trush, the Russian all-around champion last year.
And really, so very few weaknesses for the entire Russian team at the Olympics in Atlanta. They really pulled together, and that was a big surprise when they beat the Chinese. Nice straight circles, loops as he approaches the pommels. Look at all this work on one pommel, staying on one pommel, never touching any other part of the horse. More single pommel work. Down to the end, those are back loops. Now he works backwards across the horse without touching the pommels. Nice toe point, good high scissors, setting up for his last part of the routine, dismount, up to a handstand. Good solid performance.
Dmitri Trush, 24 years old. He and his wife Marina have a 1-year-old son, Alexander.
Championships and the gold medal in Atlanta.
Extra bonus points come from working on one pommel without touching the horse.
University of Iowa.
He does this very, very well. See his hands working all over that pommel.
They got third at the NCAA National Championships.
Dismount, right up to a handstand. Not a super difficult dismount nowadays. Had plenty of difficulty, though, in the beginning of the routine.
And the judges award Trush with a 9.70.
9.7.
Mihai Bagiu up next on the pommel horse. This is his favorite event, 1994 national champion on horse.
Had a chance to make it into the finals in Atlanta. Had a mistake in one of his routines, though, but he's a very nice-looking pommel horse worker. Very stretched and straight on the circles as he travels across the horse. Counter-rotating his body here. Moving back towards the pommels, across the horse again. Beautiful toe point. Good angles with the hips. There's his scissors. And let's see what he does for dismount. Here's his flare work. Down to the end, loops around. Oh, a little bit off there. He's going to get a deduction there. Didn't quite make it over the top on the handstand. Too bad.
Like Dmitri Trush, Mihai is also a father. He's got a little girl named Gabriella.
A 5-time national team member, 2-time world team member.
Interesting angle looking at him as he swings on the horse. Working up towards the center, back to the end of the horse. And here's his flare sequence. Just did not have enough gas at the end here. He does the flare, travels down to the end of the horse. Watch him loop around. He's supposed to go up to the handstand and go over the top. Just can't quite make it. He stops, stalls, and gets off.
And the score.
And it's a 9.30 for Mihai Bagiu. Here's John Roethlisberger. He loved his Olympic experience last year and says it still motivates him today.
We exceeded everybody's expectations, I think, individually as a team. You know, we did by far more than anyone thought we were going to do, but at the same time, we were that close to getting a medal, and we didn't get it. And I think everyone was a little bit heartbroken about that. I know I was especially. And that's part of the reason why I'm here now, why I'm still competing. And, you know, overall, we are just really proud of what we did, and we hope we can build on that in the future and lead it up to World Championships this fall.
Doesn't sound like a guy who's ready to retire. John says he's just going to take it a year at a time and see how his body holds up.
Back loops, traveling backwards across the horse. Back up on front on the pommels. Nice flare sequence here. So far, so good for John. That whole first sequence was a big problem in the warm-up, but he stayed on so far. Travels back across the horse. There's his flare. Up to the handstand. He pulled that one off. Not bad. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there, but still pulled off a very good routine, especially considering what he did in warm-ups. Looking pretty good.
A man who comes from a family of Olympians. His sister Marie was a member of the
Take a look at his hands here as he gets up on the horse. John's a very muscular gymnast too, and to be able to get his hands down on the horse in the pommels, he's got to really pull those hands together around those broad shoulders. Here's his flare, up to the handstand. He does the full pirouette, but he wanted to go over on the other side, had to stay on that side of the horse. A little bit of a deduction there.
But Roethlisberger with an impressive 9.85.
Oh, they like me on that one. We'll take that. Nice easy.
He likes that one. And we like it here on the shores of beautiful Casco Bay. The sports show returns to Portland, Maine in a moment.